This is me, is Queen Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, now listen. A lot of people for a long time have talked to me about communication, learning how to communicate, things like that. And some people I've recommended different things to, workshops or books or things like that. So I got one of those books, and I thought it would be really cool if we all did this book together. But it would be cool if we all read this book together and maybe come together a few times and do like a live chat where we talk about the book. Now, it's a very small book. It's not a lot. It's not a big book. And it's called Being Me, Loving You by Marshall Rosenberg. So when I'm finished with this video, I will attach a link to this book. And I thought it would be cool. It's very inexpensive and it's on Amazon. So I thought it would be great if we all got it and did the book. Did it together, you know? I thought that'd be a great idea. So I'm going to wait a while. I'm going to put it underneath this video and I'm going to wait like, a couple days, let people get it if they want it. And we can start reading together and then schedule some live chats. I don't know how they do it. Some kind of way people go live out here. I don't know how they do it, but I'll figure it out and we'll go live on a Sunday or something, afternoon or something. And talk about being me, loving you. It's a practical guide to extraordinary relationships. And it's all about how to use the non-violent communication technique in your relationships specifically. And there are a lot of examples in here of them using the technique. And of course, we would talk about it. So if you guys want to do this, order this book today or as soon as possible so you can get in on us doing these and talking about it together. Okay? All right. So I wanted to answer this question that someone asked me. A gentleman wrote to me and said, simply, it was like two sentences. He said, he doesn't believe in God, and if there is a God, he doesn't believe that God can help us. Goddess, God, whatever, creator can help us. We on our own. Basically, he spit us out the womb, the cosmic egg, and we on our own. So he said he thought it was pointless, to pray or to go to church or to have any kind of spiritual beliefs because he feels like God can't help us. And I'm like, okay. Thinking to myself, don't stand too close to me, all right? You might get struck by lightning. But in all seriousness, this is how he feels. So he wanted me to say what my feelings were about that. Now, far be it from me to impose a belief of God or not, goddess or not, creator or not on anybody. I don't care what you believe. That's on you. Straight up, that is on you. You are the one who has to live this life. You are the one who has to do the afterlife. You are the one who has to do whatever your soul's evolution is. I'm not going to be there with you when you stand in front of the Hall of Ma'ati or when you stand in front of St. Peter or whoever you're standing in front of. I'm not going to be there. So I don't care what spiritual system you're a part of or if you're a part of a spiritual system. That's on you. That's on what your soul, wants to do. I don't look at you one way or another if you believe or not. I just have my own beliefs and I go by my beliefs and that's what I do. Whatever everybody else is doing is on them, first and foremost. But I'm going to tell you why I'm so certain in my beliefs. First of all, the most important and the most basic part is this is all too perfect to have been an accident. In my humble opinion, when I look at science, when I look at astrology, when I look at astronomy, when I look at physics, when I look at environmental studies, when I look at psychology, when I look at human beings, when I look at any of the studies that interest me, it's all too perfect for this to be an accident. Like an explosion just happened and I just so happened to be sitting here today. Like, to me, that doesn't make logical sense. And as an Aquarius, if something don't make logical sense, I'm not going to believe it. So once upon a time, I asked myself these same questions, but I asked them early because I was in Catholic school. So I was asking myself these questions in Catholic school. Do you believe in God? What do you think about what they're teaching you? I was asking myself these questions. And I came up with myself that it doesn't make sense to me for all of this to be so perfect. And that's not to say that the world is perfect or life is perfect or we don't have trials, tribulations, and obstacles. But the way that our bodies are made, how many chromosomes we have, how many organs we have, the constellations, the way that you can do astrology and tell somebody about themselves that you don't even know. All of this is these systems are just too perfect in my opinion. And I'm like, some genius thought of this shit. Think about it. Language, culture, history, art, science. Some genius thought of these creations. I can't believe that out of the clear blue sky, there was an explosion and all of this went where it went, perfectly balanced. I just can't believe it. So if you can believe it, believe it. If that makes sense to your logic, believe it. I don't feel a need to switch people, convert people, bring people to my way of thinking in that manner. I think that that's a very personal decision. And I think it has a lot to do with how you evolve as a person, as a soul. And it's up to you what direction you want to go with that. So if you notice, I'm not the recruiting kind, I don't come out here and be like, hey, sign up to be a priestess of my eye. I do have priestesses that I train, but they came to me. They came to me and said this is what they wanted to do, and then I did an oracle to see if they would do good with it or not. And if they did, then we moved on. But they come to me. I don't go out in the streets recruiting people and saying, yeah, come do what I do. Because I know that everybody can't do the same thing. I don't think everybody... I remember somebody had once said to me something about the Tower of Babel. And they said that it was different ways of worship spewed across the globe. And that made sense to me. It makes sense to me that people are going to worship in different ways. As long as they're getting satisfaction out of it, then I think that it's fine. And then there's going to be people who don't worship, like in this case. And I think that if you're getting satisfaction out of it, that's fine. I don't think that we should try to persuade each other to each other's way of spiritual thinking. I think that's a personal journey, kind of like a quest you go on. And at the end of your quest, you figure out what it is you're going to do. And some people never go on the quest, and some people just never finish the quest. So if you don't think there's a God and you don't think God can help you, then it ain't no God for you and God can't help you. Like whatever you think, so be it. But for me, I do believe there's a goddess, and I believe that she helps me all the time because I believe that she protects babies and fools. And there was times when I was a fool, but I'm still sitting here. So I do believe in God, goddess, angels. I believe in that, And if you do or not, it's fine too. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who's kicking around this question. This is a very, very, very common question that I see online all the time. Likewise, if you would like to give me a love donation, I will leave my PayPal. If you would like to give me a gift, I will leave my Amazon wish list. If you are about my size and into the things I'm into, check out my Amazon wish list. I got some hot stuff on there. Likewise, if you would like to get a tarot reading, please email me. And you also can hit me up on social media. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Please come back tomorrow because I have so much more to say. See you later.